Hello, party people. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Jamila. This is JemilaBeReadin because I do be reading. Hello, it is your favorite editing Jamila. I just wanted to quickly say before the video starts that I look very 80s. I'm giving 80s vibes. It was unintentional. It's very present though, so there's that. All right, so this week, as part 3 of my A Scaredy-cat Takes on Horror, I read some horror manga. So I chose 3 horror manga for this series, and so it's funny because this is the one that changed up the most. From when I initially had this idea, I had written down some manga that I wanted to read for this, and it changed a bunch. And that is because some of the horror manga that I tried to do for this just was not readily available in English, or I just couldn't find them at the library, or couldn't find them on Amazon Kindle. So it was just kind of a hot mess. I initially went into this wanting to read mainly standalones or short series because I didn't want to really, if I ended up liking one of the series, I didn't want to have a whole new manga series that I was reading, but it didn't work out that way. Of course, the first book that I wanted to read was a Junji Ito work. Obviously, he is the king of horror manga right now. So I ended up picking up Gyo, and this is about a smell of death. So we have 2 protagonists, Tadashi and Kaori. They're a couple, and the story starts off with them in Okinawa for a vacation at his uncle's beach house. Kaori has some sort of medical condition where she has just heightened smell. So bad smells really affect her and can make her feel sick and all of that stuff. And Tadashi doesn't care. He's always fighting with her. He's calling it her neurosis and literally gaslighting her all the time. That's another thing. Actually, hang on. I'll save that for the end. She ends up smelling something really bad. It smells like death, basically. And suddenly, there are fish with legs, that are coming onto the island all over, and they smell like rotting death. They're taking over everything. It's really strange, and I won't give too much away because I think if you are going to read this, it's better to go in kind of blind like I did. I knew there was a scary stench thing with this story, but I didn't really know the plot much beyond that. And did this scare me? To a degree. There's some really there was a lot of moments where I was just going, hell no, the entire time. And the art style is really good. It's eerie, but oh my god, can I? Okay. Hello, do you see this? I don't know if you can see this. Oh my god. Okay, I will take a picture and put it here. But there's a giant shark on these legs just coming onto the island attacking people. And I was like, no. I will say some of this did scare me a bit. But, okay. I was really enjoying the first half. And it just fell into, I don't even know what was going on in the latter half. And I don't want to say it was weird, because obviously that's the whole point. This is weird, creepy horror. But the plot just went, I don't know where it was going. It's Junji Ito had all of these interesting ideas that he wanted to introduce, but then it went nowhere, and then suddenly it just ended. And I was like, where's the rest of it? That Zuko meme. Yeah, I don't even know what was going on. All of these interesting ideas were brought in, and I just... Where'd they go? They just went over here. So, I gave this 3 stars. It did scare me a little bit, I will say, but not like a ton. I was more interested to see where the plot was gonna go. It just really, I don't know what happened at the end, but those were my thoughts on this. And the thing I was gonna say about couples that I noticed, not just in this, but in some of the other books that I read for the series, some of the movies that I watched, is that if there's a couple involved in horror, like a heterosexual couple, the dude is almost always an ass. Like, why? In Midsummer, in Paranormal Activity, in The Mist, in this, they're always gaslighting their girlfriends or doing something sketch. I don't know why that's a thing. Yeah, if someone wants to explain that to me, that's just something I've noticed. And maybe I shouldn't read or watch horror things with couples in them, heterosexual couples, but yeah, it was whack. And I'm just like, y'all are in a very like scary, heightened situation. Like, why? Like, and at every single step, like, Carrie was like, the smell is so bad. It's coming, it's coming. And he's like, you're fucking crazy, is what he kept telling her. And at every turn, she was right. So at a certain point, you would think he would like, okay, like she's been consistently correct about this. Like, let me start believing her when she says like something's coming. But he just doesn't. Like at every turn, he finds some way to like tell her that she's like out of her mind or she's just imagining it. And that was really frustrating. And I noticed that too in like some of the other stories that I read or watched, and that was just like, what's going on? What's up with that? The next manga that I read for this series was Tokyo Ghoul, the first volume. And this one I just didn't want to read because I know it's not like super long, but it's a whole series, and I just didn't want to start a series right now because I'm busy with school and I'm reading other things. I just didn't want to get involved with the whole new series. And so I was really avoiding this, and this just popped up on every list of like horror manga, and I was just like, bro, like I just don't want to read Tokyo Ghoul right now. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to read it. I just want something one off. And that's another thing too, is that I wanted to read a manga that didn't have an anime adaptation currently, just because I almost always would rather watch the anime, to be honest, especially where it's action packed and like scary. Like I think I just would prefer to see like that on the screen instead of reading it. So that's why I wanted something with a manga, so I wouldn't be like tempted to watch the anime or compare the two. But alas, I was struggling to find things that were like had been translated to English. There was some really scary ones that I wanted to read, and I just like couldn't really find them. And I just didn't want to have to go through all of that to buy it. So anyway, I ended up reading the first volume of Tokyo Ghoul. Like it was at my library, so whatever. And you know what? I really liked it. Surprise! Now I'm going to continue reading the series. This is what I was trying to avoid. But anyway, let's talk about Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul follows sweet boy Ken Kaneki. He is a freshman at a university. He is so into literature. He's studying, I think, Japanese literature, all of that stuff in university. And he ends up getting a date with this cute girl that he's been low-key eyeing, at this cafe that he frequents. And so he goes, and it turns out, whoops, she's a ghoul, and she's trying to eat him. And somehow, honestly, the way he survives is such a freak accident type of situation. Like, there's some sort of construction going on, and a bunch of steel beams just falls on Miss Ghoul, and he gets saved. But anyway, this world is aware that ghouls exist. This isn't like a hidden secret. They're like, ghouls exist in this world, and people know that for the most part. Anyways, he is like severely injured. He almost dies. The doctor ends up transplanting the Miss Ghoul's organs into him to save him, and I don't think the doctor was aware that she was a ghoul in that moment. So then he becomes half human, half ghoul. And so he is dealing with the consequences of this, trying to figure out where he fits in the human world, into the ghoul world, all of that stuff. I've only read the first volume, so I can't really speak much into the plot. Honestly, it's funny because like obviously I've heard of Tokyo Ghoul, like it was super popular like a few years ago and everyone was talking about it, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll get around to like watching or reading this at some point. And for some reason, I just like thought I knew what this was about, but I had no idea until after reading this. I was like, this is not what I was expecting it to be. First of all, I thought it was a shonen. It's not. Older demographic. It's not meant for like the younger shonen audience. So that was unexpected, especially when I saw like he's a university student. I was like, whoa, hold on. This is refreshing, okay? But anyways, I was not expecting it to be like dark in the way that it was. Like I was expecting it to be like gory and stuff like that, but it was definitely like existential crisis dark, where it was like, where do I fit in? Like I can't eat humans, like blah blah blah. Like I can tell that this is gonna go in that kind of direction where it is really gonna like look at what it means to be human, ghouls, like discrimination and all that kind of stuff. So that's really interesting and I'm excited to continue, unfortunately. But did this scare me? No. It didn't really scare me that much. It was gory, but it was not scary. So there's that. It is dark. I mean, I would still consider this like horror-ish, dark action, but it didn't, at least this volume didn't scare me like, oh, I'm scared type of situation, but it's really good. So that's all I'm going to say on that. All right. And I don't have a physical copy of it because I bought it on iBooks on my phone. But the last thing that I read, which that one freaked me out a lot. I read PTSD Radio. I've also heard it called Aftermath Radio. PTSD Radio. I think there's only 6 volumes, and I'm going to read them all eventually. There's no distinctive plot for this. It is short, like very short chapter vignettes, like little stories of like weird, creepy things that are happening in town. And there is a few like specific characters that we're following the whole time, but like little weird things keep happening. And eventually, like you can tell, especially by the end of the first volume, that it's all going to link up. But at first, like for at least a solid half, you're just like, oh, okay, like these are just all like little short stories. But over time, and you're just like, how is any of this connected? Oh, is this just a collection of short stories? But no, you can tell slowly over time that all of these things are going to be connected and into a larger story, I'm assuming. But wow, the art, great. The scary factor, wow. They're like somehow translated the jump scare well. I'll turn the page and then it'll be like some weird face and I'm like, whoa. And I don't know if this is just me, but sometimes when I see something really freaky or scary, like I can't look away, so I'll just keep staring at it. And there's definitely moments like that where I'm just like, it was scary, okay? It was creepy. It was really good, though. I am really excited to continue reading this at some point. But, wow, it did scare me. I was scared. I will say that. I was scared. I guess that's it. I'd say this was pretty successful. Gyo, like, kind of scared me. Tokyo Ghoul didn't scare me at all. And PTSD Radio scared me a lot. I definitely want to read more horror manga. I definitely want to read a lot more horror manga. So if you have any suggestions, drop them down below. I definitely want to work through Junji Ito's works. That's all I have for you today, folks. Next week is the last video for this Scaredy-cat Takes on Horror. I will be watching a show. I won't tell you what the show is, but I will be watching a show. I will hopefully get some good live reaction footage, chat about it, do all of that about it. And yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Stay cool, stay awesome, stay masked up, stay safe. My dreams come true.